can't grow up, I will. Wasn't this our favorite line as a child? As if growing up will magically enhance our ability to transform things around us. This line seems to open up dreams and possibilities. A hopeful line, if I may call it that. Or is it the instrument of the master procrastinator? But as the Greta Thunbergs and the Malalas of the world have demonstrated, age is no bar when it comes down to creating a change. So let me start today by telling you a story about a change. The first change that occurred within me, and subsequently about how my brother and I tried to drive change in this world at the age of 13. Now, if you would have met me at that age, you would find me constantly cribbing over the tiniest things. How I didn't have the same phone as many people in my class, or how my self-respect was apparently shattered when someone had a better car than me. On the other hand, it was my dad who was shattered because of this selfish greed that consumed me, or rather the childish disregard I had for almost everything that I owned, wanting the next best thing always. While growing up as one half of a twin, you can easily imagine how the competition was a constant. But this made me woefully ignorant of my own privilege and an ungrateful being. All of this changed. All of this changed the day that our dad took us to volunteer at a local NGO in Noida. As we walked in and met those children for the very first time, we saw them sitting on a hot, burning floor, but somehow in absolute comfort. As we looked at them, they smiled at us. It seemed like they were happy to see us. It seemed like the thought of a teacher or someone coming in who might make their life better excited them. And in the corner of this NGO sat a young girl who was sewing intricately beautiful patterns on a decorated rug. She wore a torn salwar kameez and her face was dusted with stains, her eyes hungry for food. So I took out the very first packet of biscuits that I had bought for the children and I gave it to her. Her face lit. A smile crawled its way to her lips and her eyes started to shine. She ran back to her mother in absolute joy. And I was stunned. I was stunned to see how the smallest of things, or even a momentary respite and the hope of a better future, gave these children so much of joy. It was the look in their eyes that day that beamed with hope. And I, having everything, always found myself clutching at thin air. For once in my life, I wished for something for someone else. I desperately wished that the hope that I saw in their eyes that day doesn't get snuffed out. I was always good at paintings and I would often sell these and put these up for sale. I also had a strong support system consisting of family, friends and relatives who would often buy them for me. But who do these children have? It then occurred to me how I can act as their support system and provide them with a platform to assign value to their work and give them a soaring sense of accomplishment. And whenever I thought of this idea, the little girl came back to my mind, giving me a renewed sense of strength. So putting these ideas into reality, my brother and we started hosting multiple stalls at events such as Diwali, fests and Holi fests. We took stuff from these lesser fortunate kids, primarily handicrafts, and we sold them at much better prices. As we looked to expand our product base, we contacted many NGOs. However, we soon realized that these NGOs were blinded by our ages and underestimated our abilities. Now, this was a huge setback for us because it prevented us from associating ourselves with these NGOs and creating the impact that we wished to have. Battling this issue, we started contacting local artists who would give us handicrafts. We promoted and sold these handicrafts through sending out WhatsApp messages, sending out pamphlets, and our traditional systems of stalls. Our success at doing so stunned many organizations, which opened the door to much stronger collaborations in the future. But as you would expect in any project, this wasn't our only obstacle. With the stall system in place, fortunately, our sales were rising. But unfortunately, it was becoming increasingly tough for us to keep track of how to discount our customers, how to ensure the financial flows flow in correctly, how to keep stock of our products. And to be able to tackle this, we realized that we needed something on a much bigger scale. Thus, we started our own e-commerce website called Liberal Minds, which was able to solve all of these issues that the stall system proposed in front of us. Through this website, we marketed ourselves on different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Google. And initially, to supplement this, we did continue with our stall system to ensure that our brand gets increased visibility. Over the years, through this website, we've been able to raise a total of $15,000 and support the education of 12 children in our local community. We believe we have had lasting impacts upon their lives, giving them access to stationery, knowledge, and a formal education. Frankly speaking, who knows where this might go in the future or what challenges may come ahead. All I can do is hope to fulfill my duties with the best of my abilities. Today, I can stand here and smile to myself about the change that I have created. And all this being an unlikely pair of 13-year-olds who no one would have given a chance. So the very thing that this project of mine tells me, if you want your ideas to grow into a reality, if you want them to have an actual impact, you must start now. Let's break the monotony of when I grow up, then I will, and realize the potential of the present moment. Let us take the first step and let us take it now. Thank you.